Hi, I'm Johnny, and this is Off the Beaten Trail, and today I'm taking you to Caney Creek Falls in Winston County, Alabama, within Bankhead National Forest. I did an informational video on Bankhead National Forest, and I'm going to leave that in the description below, so that way you can check it out. I really think that you should go back and watch it. I give a lot of information about this location that can really be helpful. So I am really sad to say that this is actually going to be my last location in Bankhead National Forest, and I'm excited to see the next location, but I'm also sad to see it go because Bankhead is an amazing location. But I also get to be a little bit excited about this because I get to take y'all to the Land Trust of North Alabama, located near Huntsville, and I'm going to give you more on that within the next video that I do. Okay, so focusing more on today's video, Caney Creek Falls. Caney Creek Falls is the location I'm really excited to take you to. It's one of my favorite waterfalls within Alabama, and I'm really excited to show you this. It's another one of those locations that I think about quite often. However, I don't think it's as nice as Kinlan Falls because there's not as much to do there, but it definitely is a mesmerizing place, and it is a place that deserves to be mentioned. I'm really excited to be showing you this video. So the first thing that I want to express is that Caney Creek Falls is located in the middle of a urban area, kind of. It's like in the middle of nowhere, but at the same time, like down a residential road. This kind of concerned me on my way to get there. I was like, am I on the right road the whole time? And it was taking me into an area that didn't really seem like the national forest, but you're on the right road. Yeah, you're on the right road. If you can tell about my attitude, I'm really not that impressed with this road. And I also am not impressed with the parking at this location. They really need to do something to fix it, make it a little bit better. So when arriving at this area, you will arrive where there is a driveway toward the Caney Creek Falls. However, you're not allowed to park on this driveway. You're allowed to park on the sides of the driveway, but there also is only a little bit of leadway that you can park at, and it's very confusing, and there's towing signs everywhere. They say if you park in the wrong area, you will be towed, and it makes it very nerve-wracking. Nobody really knew where to park. As I'm sitting here on the trails talking to other people, and I'm like, what's going on with that parking area? And they're like, I don't know. But if you park on the neighbor's lawn, the neighbor will tow your vehicle. And if you park in front of the gate, Caney Creek Falls will tow your vehicle. This situation is not very fun, and it's very nerve-wracking. Like I said, everybody that I talked to, like, I consistently was on the trail, and I was like, what's going on with that parking? And everybody was like, we don't know. And I'm like, are we parked in the right spot? Are we going to get towed? And they're like, we don't know. We just parked. And I was like, oh, great. Well, that's perfect. Another thing that I want to mention is the deforestation. If you notice in this clip, they are deforesting the national forest, and I'm not cool with that. And the only thing I can say that could justify this at all is if they're clearing out all of these trees to make way for more parking, because I mean, you really need more parking in this area, and I guess I could justify that. But I mean, this looks massive. It looks like it's deforestation on a massive scale, and we're in a national forest. And are you going to make subdivisions out of this? Because I mean, that's really what it seems like I'm looking at, and that's not right. That's not right at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that in national forests there is a certain amount of land that can be bought and sold. But I mean, on this scale, especially close to an area that people come and hike at and that are really excited to visit, I mean, I just can't get behind that. So if you know anything about what's happening at Caney Creek Falls with the deforestation and what they're going to do here, please leave a comment. Okay, so getting back to the trail, I really did like this hike. I felt like it was really pretty, and once you get past all of the negative things in the beginning, it actually was really tranquil, and I was really excited to be heading down this trail. One thing that you will notice is there are quite a few hikers, and I would rate this as a relatively easy trail. It isn't that difficult. However, there are obstacles in the trail that you are going to have to overcome, so make sure that you are able to do so. When I say obstacles, I mean like rocks and trees and the typical things that can block the trail and that you're going to have to cross over. Caney Creek Falls is located in Winston County. Winston County has a population of around 24,000. Its largest city is Haleyville with a population of around 3,000. Haleyville has a few places to eat and a few places to stay. Haleyville is only about 20 minutes from Caney Creek Falls by car. Caney Creek Falls is about 1 hour and 30 minutes east of Tupelo, 1 hour and 35 minutes north of Tuscaloosa, 1 hour and 20 minutes northwest of Birmingham, and 1 hour and 30 minutes southwest of Huntsville by car. Okay, so I'm about to take you to this waterfall, but before I do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way I can take you to a new location each week. I really loved this waterfall. It was amazing. I love the pool that it creates. The water was about waist deep. I know a lot of people are going to ask me if I don't mention how deep the water was, but when I went, the water was about waist deep. Now you have to remember I went at a dry time. So since I went at a dry time, there wasn't going to be as much water in that pool as there typically would, so I have no idea how deep it gets. But I really loved the water clarity, and I just think that it was an amazing location. Now, what a lot of people might not know about Caney Creek Falls is there's more than one fall. Yes, there's another waterfall, and so once you come to this main fall, if you keep on going down the trail, down the creek, you're gonna come to another waterfall. And once you go to this other waterfall, there was a lot of rumors where people were like, oh, you could jump into this waterfall off the other fall. Like, multiple people were telling me, oh, you can jump into that waterfall. We didn't do it, but you can because a girl that comes here all the time says that you can. So I'm gonna take a moment to address this comment. The waterfall that you see here is only about maybe 5 feet tall. So they're right, you know, that's not a very high drop, but the pool is only about 5 to 6 feet deep. And on top of that, there are a lot of rocks. Maybe in one particular spot, it might be a little bit deeper, But don't go around telling people that you can jump into this waterfall, because there's a lot of dangerous rocks, and because the reality is this area is actually very dangerous to jump into. I waded through the water, and most of the water was only about up to my belly button, and then parts of the water went up to my chest. I don't remember there being a part where the water actually went over my head. I do remember being able to swim at some points, but I also remember that there was a little hole, like maybe the size of my body, where you could possibly, it was a little bit deeper. You could possibly, let's say you were to jump off that cliff, land in. But I mean, the accuracy you would have to land in that hole, and the amount of rocks that were around that hole, is not worth your gamble. If I was a young, impressionable teenager and somebody told me, oh, you can jump off that waterfall, I guarantee you I would have jumped off that waterfall, and I probably would have landed and broke my leg. I am always extremely cautious when I jump off of something, and I always make sure to give advice not to jump off at this time, or, don't do what I do. And the thing about it is, it's very possible that whenever the water is high, that you can easily jump off that and jump into the water and swim, because the water's high. Whenever there's higher water, that means that, you have 2 to 3 more feet before you hit a rock or do something that can damage your body. But whenever the water is low, you cannot jump off this waterfall. It is not safe. So make sure that if you're telling people this, you make sure to leave in all the details. With that being said, I really enjoy this location. It's really beautiful. The fact that there's a second waterfall is awesome. They have multiple other little waterfalls around the edges of the cliffs that you can see, the little trinkles, and I really love the whole thing. This area actually was deep enough to swim about the same level of a pool whenever I went, maybe a 5-foot pool at the most. And so it really is a cool area to, stop and hang out with your friends and swim whenever you're doing that hike, and then go ahead and go back. Okay, well, that's all for Caney Creek Falls. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and tell your friends and family about it. Share this video with anyone that you feel like would enjoy it. And I will see you next time when I talk to you about the land trust of North Alabama around Huntsville.